Lots of New Yorkers say, stay away from Times Square, it's terrible in there. Well, you should see it with somebody who knows it really well. A licensed guide like me. Tour guide Stan. We have really expensive American restaurants. We've got the Winter Garden, which was originally a showroom for horses back before 1900. Hugh Jackman, by the way, has been out sick with COVID twice, so please wear a mask in the theater. This is Paramount Plaza. Yeah, that Paramount. More on Paramount later. Remember Jerry Orbach from Law & Order? Not from Chinatown. Not so famous now, but back in the day, the Brill Building was where the music was made. Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller on the 3rd floor. Phil Spector on the 2nd floor. Ronnie Spector. The Dixie Cups, the Shirelles. All the hits made in a building that is decorated with discs that represent LPs, 45s, shellac records. You've lost that love and feeling. Okay, yeah, it's a little dirty. We have top-rated comedy clubs. And we also have comedy clubs that are not that top-rated. And the guy stands out in the middle of Times Square saying, do you like comedy? Guess what? He's going to be the comedian later tonight. When the Longacre opened, Times Square was Longacre Square, and the Winter Garden was that showroom for racehorses. We got sugar, we got more sugar, named for the Barrymore family, like John and Ethel, not Drew. Doesn't belong to them. We have secret passages, so you don't have to deal with the crowd on Saturday night. That's where we show you Times Square history. I'm walking here. We've got a show about a real New Yorker, and I do a tour of him along with the American Revolution. When a theater doesn't have a show, we call it dark. This is the Lunt-Fontanne, and it's dark right now. More sugar. We've got American military history. This is Father Duffy, the chaplain of the All-Irish, fighting 69th in World War I. Notice he's wearing a Bible, not a gun. And we have George M. Born on the 4th of July. This building belongs to the German media giant BMG. They were kind enough when they built it to leave behind this facade of the Fleischer Art Studios, where Popeye and Betty Boop were born. This is a Con Edison steam valve. A steam line used to run around the front of this building, and the steam was used in advertising. Right up here, the steam iron from General Electric, the antiperspirant from Right Guard, the Camel smoker, all of them using the city steam system. And there's Ethel Barrymore, and stage actress Marilyn Miller, silent movie star Mary Pickford, and Metropolitan Opera soloist Rosa Poncela. We have smoke machines that also make chicken. We got Spider-Man, Iron Man. Oh, and the big red staircase. You know what's under it? Tickets. Every day, tickets that haven't been sold by 8 p.m. the previous night are on sale here under the big red stairs for 50% off regular price. We have stores that have been going out of business for decades. Certain media outlets on the right wing want you to think that New York is a terribly dangerous place. Well, 1990 was our all-time high of crime. And this hotel was built with a lobby on the 3rd floor to keep out vagrants. Does this look dangerous to you? It's Saturday night. The only thing that's dangerous are these people who think they can go somewhere in a car in Times Square on Saturday night. More chocolate. And of course, sugar. This hotel also was built when crime was high. The lobby is on the 8th floor. Fantastic place. This is an elevator shaft for glass elevators that go to, I think, the 48th floor, and way up on top, there's a revolving restaurant. It goes around once an hour. But you can't get up there until you get past the security desk, and they want to make sure you're a guest at the hotel. And that leads to another secret passage, my favorite show. And when you get to the Lion King, you know there's another secret passage. But I prefer Schubert Alley for its history. There it is, Schubert Alley. 45th Street, 45th Street, 45th Street, 45th Street, 45th Street. And back on Schubert Alley at 45th Street, at the Booth Theater, named for the Shakespearean actor Edwin Booth. Maybe you've heard of his brother. He shot Lincoln. And we walked through to 44th Street and the Schubert. My wife and I saw Bernadette Peters here in Hello, Dolly. But I'll always remember this theater for one singular sensation. A chorus line ran here for nearly 7,000 performances. The Broadhurst. I'm doing this video on Saturday night in October 2022. In February, this show will close after more than 20 years on the boards. After theater, this is a great place for pizza, but you have to buy the whole pizza. They don't sell slices. Also, now Times Square is known for expensive restaurants that are still somehow cheap. But this one, Sardi's, has a discount for union actors, SAG, AFTRA people. Now, since they eat here, if you eat here, you might see some famous people and maybe get a selfie with them. We've got Good Morning America on ABC. Now, remember Popeye and Betty Boop? 2 blocks up that way? They were created by the Fleischer Art Studios, which was bought by King's Features, which was bought by Paramount, which built this building in the 1920s to look like a mountaintop. Paramount was bought in the 80s by this corporation, whose soundbite is diddle-diddle-dee, Viacom. We've got Americans. We've got pretty much everybody, and cameras everywhere. Don't let anybody tell you you shouldn't see Times Square. Of course you should see Times Square. With me, tour guide Stan of Isle of New York Tours. I love New York.